What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Bluebird Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, undefeated British lineal heavyweight world champion Tyson the Gypsy King Fury brings in legendary Cutman, Stitch Duran, Jacob Stitch Duran, for his highly anticipated heavyweight title rematch with undefeated WBC Olympic bronze medalist Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, right? In fear of that cut reopening up and not being able to maintain it throughout the fight. This is what I've been saying. Tyson Fury suffered, a horrific cut over his right eye. Two cuts, actually, that saw him receive a multitude of stitches in his fight with Otto Wallin. See, sometimes this is why it's not worth it to take interim fights instead of going straight away into fights, right? So Tyson Fury is concerned about the cut over his right eye, so he brings in the best cut man in the history of the sport of boxing. Well, I don't know if he's the greatest cut man in history, but he's the most well-known cut man in the history of the sport of boxing, right? To the casual fans, know who Stitch Duran is. He was in Creed movies. He was in a multitude of different movies. He's glorified cut man, right? We know about Raphael from Floyd Mayweather's team. He was arguably the greatest cut man. Him and Stitch, neck and neck, so on and so forth. But when you suffer such a horrific injury, and then you go into a fight like a cut over your eye, he suffered two cuts over the same eye from a left hook from Otto Wallin, right? And you go into he went and did WWE, but he did no serious combat, right? To test it, right? And sparring and things of that nature. Now you're going into a fight with arguably the greatest puncher the sport of boxing has ever seen. Or should I say the hardest puncher the sport of boxing has ever seen. One punch knockout power from Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder and his goodnight Irene, right? So we see guys like Mike Tyson, accumulation punches. George Foreman, Ernie Shavers, Julian Jackson. There's big punches in the sport of boxing, man. Then you got guys like Tito Trinidad, so on and so forth, right? A lot of big punches. But then you get to Deontay Wilder, and the way he's obliterating people with one punch is unseen, right? He's knocked down and knocked out every single opponent he's ever faced. So when you have an injury like that, and you have such a big target on you, because he suffered two cuts over the same eye, right? And the cuts were enormous. They were very, very deep and very, very wide, right? And so unless you get hit there to test it, right? You truly don't know how it's gonna hold up. You just don't know, right? And so with that said, we have to see how that holds up, and they're not too confident in it. They're concerned about it. So that's why they bring in the greatest cut man or the most glorified cut man, in the sport, right? Or the sport has ever seen. And Raphael, Floyd Mayweather's cut man, we know he passed away, unfortunately. So, he's not available. So they're going to bring in Stitch Duran, right? This just lets you know that they are very, very concerned. All of the changes that Tyson Fury is making, it just highlights the concern they have for Deontay Wilder in this fight. And if you won that first fight like you said you did, hands down, right? You just whitewashed him, right? It wasn't even a contest outside of the 2 rounds you got knocked down. Then you wouldn't make all these unnecessary changes, right? If it's not broke, why fix it? Now I understand the situation with the cut. You bring in the best cut man because it was such a deep and nasty cut that you want to secure. Make sure you have the best insurance policy to assure that, if anything goes wrong in the fight, you have the best person to assist you with that, right? To maintain it, to address it. So that's understandable. But this just lets you know the threat that Deontay Wilder poses, right? It's just a testament to Deontay Wilder. He's not you don't hear anything from him. You're not hearing anything from him. There is no changes being made in Camp Wilder, right? You don't even see him. You're not hearing anything from him, right? Outside of the press conference they held, that was a last-minute press conference that arose, and the few interviews he did, you don't see him. You don't hear from him. But you continuously hear all these changes and all these different, all the furniture being moved in Tyson Fury's house. The changes is because he's not sure. And this just goes to show you, where Deontay Wilder stands in the sport of boxing. Point blank and period. He has made Tyson Fury, who believes that he won the first fight handily, make all these altercations to his team, to his approach to the fight. So that just lets you know, that Deontay Wilder is the face of boxing. He's the most dangerous man in the sport of boxing. He's the most exciting fighter in all of combat sports, and probably the most exciting athlete in all of sports. Hands down, outside of guys like Lamar Jackson and LeBron James in basketball. It's Deontay Wilder. They know that Deontay Wilder is going to land, and he doesn't even have to land flush, and that cut could reopen up, right? He has a beautiful left jab, and he has a beautiful left hook. And what was Valeen landing? The left hook. You got it. That left hook. So guess what? Valeen doesn't pack near the punch Deontay Wilder does. But that's all I got for y'all. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to New Media. Shouts out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.